All right, it's 5:30, so we are going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. I know we've got a tight house. This is a regular monthly board meeting for August. And if everyone at this time would join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. If everyone would please stand and say our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. All right, we'll move down now to approving our agenda. Board members, we do have one item that we need to add tonight. And I'm going to make a motion to amend the agenda by adding consent item G, which is to approve shortened school day for student 1 for the 22-23 school year. Second by Mr. Jones. All in favor of approving or amending the agenda by adding item G under our board consent agenda items, please say aye. All opposed? I hear none. Are there any other additions to our agenda tonight? If not, I need a motion to approve our amended agenda. Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of approving the amended agenda, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Go down now to recognitions with Ms. Emily.
I have just a few today. Well, good evening, board members and all you guests. I promise not to keep you long because I know it's going to start getting a little warm in here with all this heated air. Tonight, we are recognizing a lot of outstanding students here in Muhlenberg County. There are several that were selected and successfully completed several distinguished programs over this past summer. So I want to begin with the Governor's Scholar Program. Students, when I call your name, I'm going to ask that you come forward, and I have a certificate of completion or achievement that I need to get a picture of you and Ms. Orr. So if you will prepare yourself in the center there, we'll get this party started. We're going to begin with Kendall Adkins. Kendall is the daughter of Marcus and Amy Adkins of Greenville, and she attended GSP at Bellarmine University. You all can clap for Kendall. Next, we have Sarah Kate Bogus. Sarah Kate's the daughter of John and Renee Bogus of Greenville, and she attended GSP at Bellarmine. Next, we have Josie Davis. Josie is the daughter of Carrie and Sharon Davis of Greenville, and she attended GSP at Moorhead University. Next, we have Taylor Grundy. Taylor is the daughter of Jamie and Don Grundy of Greenville, and she attended GSP at Moorhead University. Next, we have Daly Jernigan. Daly is the daughter of Dennis and Jennifer Nolan of Beech Creek, and she attended GSP at Center College. And then we have Madison Morris. Madison is the daughter of Jennifer Morris of Greenville, and she attended GSP at Center College. Next, she was unable to be here tonight, but I do want to mention Caitlin Petrie. Caitlin is the daughter of Greg and Amy Petrie of Greenville, and she attended GSP at Morehead University. Then we have Miss Hannah Rager. Hannah is the daughter of Jerry and Amy Rager, and she attended GSP at Morehead University. At Bellarmine University. Hannah's going to be a frequent flyer person here this year. We're going to honor some awesome beta results at another, I won't do it tonight, but at another board meeting. All right, next in line, Jess Robinson. Jess is the daughter of Kerry and Marshall Robinson, and she attended GSP at Center College. Great. All right, so that's all with GSP. I want to move on to 3 students who participated in the Governor's School for the Arts. For 3 solid weeks at the University of Kentucky, these students discovered the power of their art and their place as an artist. The first one I have is Zoe Hobdy. Zoe is the daughter of Harry Calvin and Angie Hobdy of Central City. Next, we have Rachel Joins. Rachel is the daughter of Dr. Gary and Tanya Joins of Beach Creek. This girl can sing, and if you don't believe me, stalk her mama's Facebook page and listen to it. She did a fabulous job. Also, in honor of her, I want to mention, as I was talking to Tanya on the phone, she was gone all summer because not only did she go to GSA, but she also attended the Commonwealth Honor Academy at Murray State University. So for 3 weeks in June, she was away to it and then went to GSA. So congratulations, Rachel. And then we have Ayub Shabbat. He is the son of Suzanne Shabbat of Bremen. Did I do it? Shabbat. I practiced it several times. All right, last but certainly not least, we had 2 students who participated in the Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. GSE takes place at Northern Kentucky University and consists of a 3-week residential program. Students immerse in a creative space and are armed with tools needed to unleash their entrepreneurial spirits for the betterment of Kentucky. The first one I have is Blake Likens. Blake is the son of Jesse and Candida Likens of Greenville. I haven't seen Blake. I don't think he's here. And then we have, certainly not least, Miss Maggie. Maggie Woodruff is the daughter of Charlie and Seth Davis and Troy Woodruff of Greenville. Maggie's a very talented person, and if you don't believe me, check out her mom's Facebook page, and you'll see all these awesome cakes that Maggie makes, along with all kinds of other awesome things with all of her pageants. All right. We are very proud of these students for their accomplishment We're proud of you parents for enduring a long summer without them, preparing for next year as they move off to bigger and better things, right? So congratulations to all of you who participated this evening. I do believe Vicki has a few to recognize, and then we will let you be free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. So Books and Cream is a summer reading program that's about 11 years old in Middleburg County. We do this to promote reading in the summer and to cut down on the summer learning loss. This year, 7 organizations hosted the event. So we had 7 weeks of it, and 7 different organizations did that. They did an outstanding job. We had a total of 744 kids to attend. We had 1,787 visits, and we gave away over 6,000. Well, we actually gave away 6,574 books. We read over 160,000 minutes this summer. So I'm really proud of all the kids, all 744 that participated and came. But we always recognize our top readers. So tonight, that's why we're here, to recognize our top readers. For our first place top reader, I think he's in the hall, is Mr. Jace Moore. Jace is the son of Candace and Michael Greer. And Jace read, you got it? Okay. Jace read 412 books this summer. All right, our second place top reader is Miss Grace Dunn. Grace is the daughter of Heather and Michael Dunn. And Grace read 379 books. You can go back right here. Thank you, Grace. You can go. Are you sure? And not last but least, we have our third place top reader, which is Allison Foster. Allison is the daughter of Josh and Amanda Foster, and Allison had 325 books read to her. Let's hear it from Mom. That one was teenagers do. Thank you, Ms. Orr, for doing the honors of that. And we just want to say thank you to the parents, because I do realize that these kids are between the ages of birth and 13 years old. So they do have to have parents to bring them, and they stay with them, and they did an awesome job this summer. So keep reading. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize Ms. Vicki Yonitz for putting together the program and running it. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. I give you motion of credit tonight, Jan. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, parents.
There was more people here than South Elementary.
Hey, man. Hey.
There are some countries with the people.
These are bad.
Yes, I'm in the back. Second, work. How are you?
All right, we'll move down now to our treasurer's report, Mr. Blitzinger.
Thank you, Chairman Reagan. Thank you, board members. These are the financials from July 31st, 2022. Revenues this month, beginning balance was 31.76 million. That is down by 1.4 million. The monthly receipts were 3.36 million. That is down 1 million from last month and down 960,000 from the same period last year. Seek is up 130,000. Federal is down 682,000. State is down only 2,000. Taxes are down 84,000. And other is down 963,000. Food service is up 217,000. Daycare is up 22,000. For a total revenues of cash securities receipts of 35.12 million. Expenditures through July were 1.14 million. Fund expenses are about 772,000. This is up approximately $67,000 when compared to the same period last year. The construction was up, but the general fund expenses were down significantly, so that's a good thing. Significant bills in July were to A&K Construction for 184,000. 237 Bluegrass International for the purchase of a new bus of 117,770. Lawton Insurance for 95,428 and Roberts Insurance for 43,938, which is our student insurance. Payroll is $885,438.97, which is down 49,000 versus July of 2021. That is attributed to smaller summer school. We didn't have summer school in July this year, so that expense last year. Further breakdown, mixed expenses were about 867,000, utilities expense 86,000, and variable expenses about 189,000. Total AP again 1.14 million. General fund was 682,000. Fund 2 and school activity fund 89,000. Construction 353,000. Debt service was a $500 service payment, which is common. Food service and daycare was 17,513. The ledger balance at the end of the month was about 33.1 million. You'll notice the general fund investment is about 16.5 million. We actually, that will go back down to 10 because we cashed in the other 2 CDs in August. They matured, so we're going to put those back into the general fund. For a bank balance of about 16.6 million, outstanding checks of about 618,000, for cash at about 16 million. There's a further breakdown of that. General fund is down, is at 10.1 million, about 10.2 million. That's down 11.8. That's obviously a reflection of the funds that were invested, but general fund is still at a healthy balance. Feel good about that. special revenue is up 811,000, and construction is up about 3 million. So there were some funds that were transferred. Those are the significant amounts at this time. The extended financial picture through December 2022 is, the screen blocks the number. It's about 15.8 million. So again, still feel a healthy balance where it still covers about 4 months expenses. So still we're still good. That's industry standards about 3 months, and so we have 4. And if you pull in investments and whatnot, we have more than that. So.
Then you never talk about those CDs.
Excuse me?
The 2 CDs are not part of it.
In terms of the 15 million? No. Those are just estimates that to get to the total cost of the cafeteria. So it concludes that amount really in December, but it should extend actually into January. So I tried to overestimate on the cost for the cafeteria for those months. Yes, ma'am. And then last month, I did tell you that I was going to bring you the energy report for fiscal year 22. What we did notice is that, fiscal year 22 is the first full year since fiscal year 19 because of the kids being out of school and that. So there was some serious fluctuations in the last couple of years. We went down about 200,000 in fiscal year 20. But then came back up a little bit in fiscal year 21, and fiscal year 22 was another 153,000 more than the year prior. However, there were 3 rate increases in there in that time frame, and the fact that we have been able to keep it at that is pretty good. So there's a lot of avoided costs, and I think at a previous meeting it was about $750,000, but really, when train factors in the normalization and those, it's over $1 million in avoided costs that we've had since the inception of that. But in the last 5 years, it's about the $750,000. So it's a significant amount. We also added the Ray Jones. Well, we didn't add the Ray Jones complex, but we did add the Sue Brown and Badgett Center, so that. We also we took those costs on. That increased about $30,000 annually. However, we did add controls in fiscal year 21, 22 that we have here that will help schedule some of the times that those buildings are on. And it's a really good thing. And actually, Tommy was really excited about it when we went over and talked to him about it. And it was something that I think will help him out too when he's scheduling things and those sorts of things to help mitigate the costs instead of having it just on a continual basis, because we work with him on the hours that they're open, gave him controls on when they're doing tournaments and things like that, so he can schedule special times in there, and it should help reduce that 30,000 quite a bit. So that's helped in our district. So I believe very much so that it'll help with that facility. So one thing I did is I looked at the average kilowatt hour change and the average cost. So we looked at fiscal year 19 versus fiscal year 22. The average kilowatt hour change across all of our schools was about 15% less in fiscal year 22. So that's a really good thing. So we're decreasing our usage, even though the costs are going up. But if you think about that, I mean, the fact that we decreased it 15%, all that cost, those 3 rate increases we avoided. So I mean, the 15% down in kilowatt hours, but the average cost change was up like 6% instead of exponential of that 15%. And then when we looked at fiscal year 20 versus fiscal year 22, it was down only 3.18%. Well, that's because we're coming back rooms and everything. And so our cost did jump up 13% to reflect some of those rate increases. But again, I'm really excited. Our schools have really done very well on mitigating those costs and helping the district out in terms of, excuse me? Northville, yeah, I know, I had a conversation. But anyway, it is, we do really well on energy management in the district, and I think it does help. I mean, again, like I stated before, I've been able to budget pretty much flat in terms of energy usage, and I still think that we can kind of keep those numbers fairly flat when I do that budget, even if we just increase it 1% to 2%, which is fantastic. Are there any questions?
Any questions? I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Motion by Mr. Bowers. Second by Ms. All in favor of approving the treasurer's report, please say aye. All opposed? And we're down to payment of bills and salaries. Mr.
Not showing you on that screen, so I apologize. It's on mine. But anyway, well, this month I bring $264,945.85. Of that, utilities expenses were about $118,000. Fixed and mixed expenses were about $71,000. Variable expenses were $77,000. The only significant bill in August thus far is to performance flooring for $23,830. There they are. Are there any questions? No, Central City.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to approve payment of bills and salaries. A motion by Ms. Booker, second by Mr. Jones. All in favor of paying bills and salaries, please say aye. All opposed? Thank you. We'll move down now to public participation. And thank you. We'll move down now to our administration and our superintendent report.
I'm gonna start out with what I've asked the principals to do. It's to be prepared to share one piece of good news with you all during this block of time. So I'm going to Mr. Blake Watson first. Watch his son, my saucer.
Thank you, board members. I actually had two little pieces. My books turned into the joke. He can study. I'll say that. We've had a great start to the school year. Obviously, it's the past few years. We managed a school and did school-wide procedure for our common areas. That's going great. We got first shot. Those are going very well, so I'm very pleased with how it progressed early on. And then our second piece of news, Cooper, is another special elementary was Kate Cooper. Welcome Jay Maddox Cooper to Friday, is that right? So we're very excited for her. So, not the way she wanted to start.
We have to visit with that street. Okay, Mr. Hart is the coach for the soccer. Mr. Watkins has a lunch class that he needs to get to, so we're going to let him go now.
Like everybody else, it's been a great start to the year. The students have come in and they're already working hard, which is a good thing. And have found most of our students. So we still have a couple that we're trying to get back into school. And that's a little bit of a process, but we're excited. The staff's excited. One piece of good news, we had a former student that dropped out 6 years ago that reached out to us today. He's want to come back to school, and he's going to enroll in the MOVE program, and we're excited to help him too. So, and many others on down the road. Thank you.
All right. Well, we hit the ground running with new back teachers on August 1st. We did our first professional development. We're implementing what's called zones of regulation at Greenville Elementary School. So you'll see posters throughout the building with colors, and students are learning how to regulate their feelings, identify how they're feeling. And I had to share that 1 week down, I'm at first grade lunch yesterday. And one of our first graders had a friend that was upset, and he told her, he said, "You've got to smell the and blow out the candle." And I just thought that is great. When our kids are really helping each other out, trying to make each other feel better, but they've identified how they can regulate those feelings that they're having. So it's a great start of the year. I hope that we adopt that as our.
That's reducing.
Sure. The good news I want to share is with the Ignite program. We have 26 graders, 11 at North Middle, 9 at South Middle, and I was passing out permission slips this week, and the kids are so excited. I had one. I said, you know what this is, and they're like, yeah, it's the trip, and they're pumping their fist, yes, and they're going to the Career Advancement Center, they're going to Central Screen Print, and they're going to Stellian's for lunch. And I did have one invite me to go to lunch, and so I don't know if he had the power to do so or not. I said, I appreciate that, so can you go with me? And so, but they're just to see the excitement on their faces that they're going to get to go out in the community, and and it's a big deal for them to go out for lunch. Some of these kids probably don't have that opportunity to actually go and sit down, and eat somewhere. So they're really excited about it. All the 11 that I've talked to, they're going, and, you would have thought this one child was going to Disney World. So they were super excited. So that's kind of my good news for the week.
When you sent that email, the first thing I think, anytime I say something good, the opposite always ends up happening the next day. How can I not jinx my Friday? How can I not jinx my Friday? But no, he's right. Ignite is great. We're in the first film. I know it's coming up. The school year started off great, smooth, but I can't say enough good things. They know that staff is great. They help me along with things, kind of getting used to running middle, and it's just been a great smooth start to the year. So the sixth graders have really just come along. They're getting used to all the routines and everything that we have right now. So the sixth graders have really adjusted well. Lunch bowl, I know everybody's heard about lunch bowl, right? That's massive there. Of course, that's Mr. Doyle's thing. That's going to be a big deal when we continue on that culture thing that he brought to the table. So just a lot of good things going on. No discipline referrals yet. Yeah, I said it. I told him I would say it. Mine's gonna be bad. But yeah, to start off really slow.
Mr. Ken Carter, our other new principal. Not new to the district, we're doing this wrong. Great.
Things that started off really well. Shout out to yesterday, email from with the help that they provide from maintenance to industrialized to our custodians,
But with the construction going on, we're having a few kids in on about 200 in there, and also per lunch. So we got almost 400 kids in each lunch. So we're at 2 different locations. But it really couldn't go into first day there, we kind of all smiled. So still some help right now. So we can count them. So that was a big hurdle that we were a little nervous about. On a good planning on whatever. So it's been good. A lot of good positive energy in high school. You know, it's going to be something.
Mr. Grayson.
Good evening. We had an excellent open house to start the school year. And the one thing I learned is we had a new parent, a new district. She sought out her way out, and she was in tears because she'd never seen the school staff do this much for kids and they could pull out for the first time they could. It was a awesome compliment for our school. Our staff that received a open house.
And then, Mr. Browning, you failed to wear your cape to the board meeting, which I'm really sad about. But would you like to share something?
Sure. We've had a good start at longest. I feel like got my feet on the ground a little better this year than last year, which is a whirlwind. So I know how these guys behind me are feeling right now. We started morning meeting last year, kind of doing COVID, where we're on Google Meet together. So our whole school is united in the morning meet, and it just gives the kids an opportunity to volunteer to host. So they're helping with the pledge, they're doing jokes of the day. And something we've implemented this year is called Wellness Wednesday. Our counselor, and she has a monthly topic where every Wednesday she's building soft skills and things with the kids. This was teamwork. So myself and Miss Arbor, the assistant principal, and Miss JoJo, our counselor, are going around to each room and following up with 20-minute lessons on that skill that Miss JoJo is presenting on Wellness Wednesdays. And we did a teamwork activity with the kids where a rubber band was tied with 4 strings to it, and they had to work together and move to pull in different tensions to stack cups and make them communicate. So we're looking forward to all those types of activities, outside of the curriculum, the social skills and character skills into the kids' lives, because we think that's important. And I have to commend the staff, the starting staff, and my teachers. Our school is fantastic, and the teachers went above and beyond to decorate our hallways and our rooms just for welcome the kids. I think it looks fantastic.
It's the cake story. Today they do themes, and so today we had on that cake and a hat to go with school spirit theme. I love to see our principals taking part in that. The kids love it too. So thank you all for that. Just a couple of things that I'm going to add to that. We had our district opening day last week. Brought everybody together at Martin Hall, and it was amazing. It was so good. We had a guest entertainer who shared a what if message and a motivational piece. And then we talked about the strategic plan. We're going to start to see the graphic that goes along with that. We're going to plaster it everywhere and communicate it everywhere so everyone kind of knows what our goals are and where we're headed with that strategic plan. And I've loved that over the course of this last week, and I've heard little tidbits of what if coming in conversation. So I know they took the message to heart to live that out over the course of this year. That's all I didn't miss anybody, right?
Thank you. All right, everybody's off to a good start. Welcome our newbies up here, and their year goes great. The personnel actions have been given to us. They will be placed in our minutes. And we'll move down now to the attendance and enrollment report.
In front of you today, you have a follow-up meeting. Obviously, beginning of school, but we do have a few days, and I wanted to share with you, the positive attendance rates we had. You can tell the excitement in the building, the kids are excited to be back in school and to be there each day. Excuse me. One thing I wanted to bring to your attention with this report, and one thing we're excited about is you see the little numbers there below. They're a little bit smaller in font, but those numbers are your enrollment numbers on a daily basis, and you can see those are growing. Just like Mr. Watkins said, we're clearing up some of the no-shows, and we are still getting some kids that are coming into the district, so that's continue to be exciting. But I did want to share with you kind of the growth in our overall enrollment there. So you see the each school, but then along the bottom line there, you see the district numbers. Any questions?
We'll move down now to our board action items. And item A is to approve agreement between IRA and the Millville County Board of Education.
So, this is agreement for the already assessment, which is for reading and math. So it'll be a diagnostic assessment that will then take that data and build pathways for students. It'll also create intervention strategies and pathways for our students. And so it is that additional resource piece for intervention. If our students in this group need to work on this skill, here are the resources to do that. And even give some lessons so they can just pull that and utilize that to work intervention in for the student. And then it also includes the Ready Math curriculum, which ties to the already assessment, to that pathway for students, but it also provides lessons, structures for our math teachers, kindergarten through 8th grade, to provide a consistent mathematics curriculum for all of our schools. Am I correct? The textbooks for math kind of went away over the last couple of years, so this is getting all teachers on board on the same page, teaching the same curriculum instead of basically going on their own.
Oh, that's good. Like I over a long time.
And like I said, you, I know in discussions we've had, I think during needs assessments and things like that, this has been mentioned by several of our teachers and staff in the past. And also just to get everyone on a level playing field, if they were to move from school to school in the district, that they would be on the same level as the other school that they attend. So,
Which we talked to Ms. Orr about in her interview.
Yes.
So, yes.
And then a question I had you addressed was the accountability piece. It's not going to, it's just going to sit on the shelf. But, you know, it's going to be used on a regular basis.
Right. And we kind of talked individually, like each principal, you know, about, we realize it's going to take a little bit because it is a different structure than some of our teachers are accustomed to. So kind of helping to build that capacity with them. And then the company built in some checkpoints for that. So we can have some walkthroughs where we can go in and look to see, are we seeing these components of the math curriculum when we look at the math classrooms. So that is definitely, the understanding is this is our year of figuring it all out. Next year when we hit the ground running, it's the math curriculum. This is what we do. Are we going to keep math and keep this with it? Well, math has already been purchased for this year, so they're going to use it as another piece of data. So for those students who maybe need to dig a little deeper and get some more information, they can use the math assessment for that. Our high school, because already just is K through 8, then our high school will definitely have math for that purpose. But we will be able to, we'll have to work it out with the company, but if you have some students that are low in high school that are below 8th grade level, then we can give that already assessment to them and have a pathway for them as well. So we've got to build that in and work on that piece. But yes, that's the plan. From after this year of not doing math, but having already, and then working with the high school to see, do they want to keep that? Do they want to do something different that's more beneficial for them? You know, we're going to have those discussions as we go along this year.
Any discussion? I need a motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Jones. Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of approving the agreement with iReady and the Oregon County Board of Education, please say aye. All opposed? I hear none. Down to item B is to approve meal prices for the 22-23 year.
Every year the USDA do the math and they come up with numbers that we're supposed to be charged for adult meals. This year it has increased due to the price increases of everything. So the adult breakfast will go up from $2.50 to $3. We'll approve it.
Make a motion to approve. Second by Ms. Welch. All in favor of approving the meal prices for the 22-23 school year, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you. Down to item C, to consider amending the 22-23 school district calendar. Mr. Partisan.
Thank you, Chairman Greger. We discussed the school calendar and Ms. Orr, we talked about it and we feel like we would like to bring to you changing a couple of dates during the Christmas break. So flip-flopping that PD day and the holiday. The current calendar, they just flip-flop. And it wouldn't affect any instructional days, but it would reverse those.
The motion is to consider amending the calendar. Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of amending the 22-23 school district calendar, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. Thank you. And down now to item D, to approve district funding assurances. Mr. Burns.
This one is the news daughter to New York. This is, we do this every year. It's the things that say that we're going to follow these guidelines in order to be eligible to have federal funds. The thing we have to approve.
The motion by Mr. Joe Park. Second by Ms. West. All in favor of approving the district funding assurances, please say aye. Aye. All right, all opposed? I hear none. Move down now to item E, and that's to approve short-term staff caller stipend. Let's see.
Basically, as we move forward on the sub-caller, the company that we're working with, it just taking a little longer than we anticipated. So we've got the sub-caller like we did previously, but just on a short-term basis as we just to help ease the transition in. So we're doing the traditional method for the month of August. Or the month of August, I'm going to the school. I will be going to the schools. I've coordinated with a few of the principals already on times to go teach how to use the system. And then in September, that caller is going to be backing the subs and the teachers on like if there's any issues when they're trying to put things in. Yeah, so he'll be working with them. And in the month of October, I'm going to try to let the system do it all, but just fall back on him if there's anything where it's not working out. And then that he can also help identify areas that, okay, we need to fix this, we need to do this, that sort of thing. So I'm going to have him watching those sorts of things as well as the principals. So, yeah. And honestly, the system's pretty intuitive. It's just getting it in the hands of everyone, and that's just, I apologize. I'm honest. Anticipated. Thank you.
Any other questions? Not, I need a motion to approve. Motion by Ms. Thorne. Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of approving the short-term sub-caller stipend, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. We're down now to our consent agenda item. This is approval of the minutes of the current meeting, considering leave of absence requests, considering emergency certification block of up to 5 positions for teaching positions within the Millville County School District, declaring the bans Volvo semi and the accompanying Kentucky trailer as surplus items to be sold at best available price. Facilities use agreement, consider fundraising requests, and to approve the shortened school day for student lunch for the 22-23 school year. Everybody's had a chance to look over all of this. And just a note, there's some of the boxes, Sherry, on these leave of absence requests that are not checked, like, you didn't check what the reason was. If you could clarify all that would be able to be. Anything else that anyone found?
There's a buyer from the birth center. It's in the.
I talked to Troy about that to make sure that he's going per guidelines. So, there's 3 different ways we can surplus something. It's have a market value, sealed bid, and disposal. And so he's getting market value, he's getting comparables, basically, to make sure that we're not selling it. So, if we did it, honestly, if we did a sealed bid, you'd probably sell it for less than that. So he is out there right now. And
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to approve the board consent agenda items. Motion by Mr. Jones. Second. All in favor of approving the board consent agenda items, please say aye. All opposed? Here none. We're down to adjourn. A motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Jones. Second by Ms. Ford. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
Here none. We're adjourned. Thank you.